Hey, this is Em.
And I'm Jazz.
And welcome back to The Cutting Edge.
Time is flying by and graduation is near.
And it's another glorious day on Japonski Island. Did you hear about the DC trip?
Take it away, Dolly.
11 Mount Edgecombe students went to DC with Mr. Potter for the Close-Up program's Native Youth Summit. We introduced MEHS at orientation, visited many famous monuments and memorials on the National Mall, as well as the Smithsonian Museums, and we saw the White House. We even got to witness a citizen protest in action. We then went to the Senate office building and shared our concerns as young Alaskans about missing and murdered Indigenous people, substance abuse, fisheries, mental health, and funding for residential schools. After that, we saw the U.S. Supreme Court, the Library of Congress, and some cherry blossoms. Now, let's listen to some brave speeches.
But thanks to the welcoming space and people and fun activities, we eventually began to get comfortable and get friendly with each other. In a short time, we were able to make friends and lasting memories together. Thank you guys for setting up this workshop and bringing us all here to DC.
We both want in each and every one of our roommates, Sean, and the Close-Up Foundation for an incredible experience that will continue to strengthen us as leaders in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you.
This week was some of the most fun I've had in a long while. I'm confident that each and every one of you guys will also say the same. Have a great night.
Good job, Braves, for representing MEHS at the Close-Up Program's Native Youth Summit.
The Close-Up kids are back on campus.
Speaking of back on campus,
Here comes your alumni spotlight.
My name is Jolina Fox and I'm from Kipnek. I came to Mount Edgecombe in 2010 and graduated in 2014. Now I work as a commercial pilot out of Bethel. I have been doing it for 2 years now, flying for 3 years total. With the company, I started off flying the 207 for a year, then moved on to the Caravan, which carries 9 passengers. The company is based out of Bethel. They have several different bases within the state. After high school, I went to ACC, a Christian college in Soldotna, and learned that I didn't really like studying. I didn't really like going to class, and I didn't like doing homework. So I moved back to Bethel and started working as a ticket agent because I knew I wanted to fly and I wanted to be a part of the aviation industry. You know, in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to fly. Like since I was young and since I could remember, that just was always a passion for me because I grew up in the village and I was in the plane a lot. My dad worked around airplanes, so that just was one of my favorite things. Then I went to flight school. In 2021, I got my private pilot's license and ended the year in December with my flight instructor license. So in between all that, there's 5 different licenses that I also pursued within that year. I worked as a flight instructor in 2022 for 4 months until I got about 500 hours. So that's when I moved back to Bethel to fly.
How did MEHS prepare you for the future?
Being away from my parents at Edgecombe really helped prepare me to be away from home for school or for training. It helped me in the ways I could study and focus on myself.
Any advice for MEHS students?
Never stop dreaming. Your dreams are never too big to pursue.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, one more thing. Stay tuned to The Cutting Edge.
wow, her career is really taking off.
Speaking of taking off, did you hear about your pilots in training?
On April 25, 3 of our Braves, Donald, Dustin, and Megan, traveled to Anchorage to take the FAA private pilot written exam.
During a trip, all 3 got to do a pre-flight checklist before taking flight.
Here's Dustin checking the fuel.
Here's Donald removing the tail tie-down.
And here's Megan getting her logbook entry filled in for the first time.
With the hard work they put themselves through during the past 2 trimesters, they were able to pass their written exams.
A big thank you to CFI Kendall Sinowski for educating them on their first ever flights, and a huge shout out to Mr. Davis for helping them along the way.
Congratulations, MEHS aviators! Our pilots stuck the landing,
And our Braves kicked it at NYO.
The Braves went to state for NYO. Let's hear the results. Nevaeh George and Franz from Royal both placed third in toe kick by kicking new PRs. In wrist carry, Nevaeh George and Ben Beluda represented the Braves well, but did not place in the top 5. Shout out to Ben for crushing his PR. Ben Beluda and Tahira Agaran represented the Braves in Alaskan high kick. Tahira kicked a new PR and brought home 4th place for the Braves. The entire team showed great support for one another and their competitors. Since a broad jump, Colby Clark Pruitt missed the podium by a couple inches and tied his PR at 34 feet and a half inches. Tessa Anderson beat her PR by jumping 28 feet and 3 inches, landing in 3rd place. Jordan Hoffman made it to the final mat. First time in a long while that a female athlete at MEHS has done that, but Jordan just missed the podium in 7th place. Donovan pulled through and became the Eskimo stick pull champion, bringing home 1st place. Ben Beluda got a new PR by reaching 58 inches, but did not place. Nevaeh George hit 54 inches with no misses before missing at 56 inches, a new PR for her, as well as putting her in 6th place. Lenny Bradell crushed his old PR by 4 inches and 2-foot high kick and just missed the podium. Tessa Anderson kicked a new PR of 72 inches and came in 2nd place. Ben Beluda was close to his PR, jumping 49.5 inches. In kneel jump, Tahira Agaran placed 5th, jumping 40.5 inches. Alexia Zaharov and Lenny Bradell represented the Braves in Indian stick pull with some excellent grip strength. In 1-foot high kick, Lenny Bradell kicked 92 inches and barely missing 96 inches. Tessa Anderson kicked 88 inches for a new PR and took home 1st place. Tessa hopped 142 feet, 37 feet than her closest competitor, and her new PR by 15 feet. The Braves placed 14th overall with 31 points. The Braves took home the most important award in the NYO competition, the Ben Snowball Rule.
Do you hear that?
Speaking of flying high,
check out our Braves ready to spread their wings
and reach for the stars.
Go. 1, 2, 3. Give me some smiles. All right. Ready? Give me the love. Show me the cool side. Whatever that is.
And remember,